Golden State Warriors News Today channel. Take the opportunity to leave that like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go to today's news.
What if I told you that the Warriors' future might change, not with a three-pointer, but with a backstage decision? We're not talking about a genius play by Curry or a fiery scream from Draymond. We're talking about silence, about a lost look on the bench, about Jonathan Kuminga and everything he represents for the franchise. Today, we'll take you through a story that goes beyond simple trade. It's the end of a cycle, and maybe the birth of another. Jonathan Kaminga, explosive, promising, talented, the one chosen to carry the torch after the golden era. But time, like basketball, is unpredictable, and what once seemed inevitable now feels like a farewell. While the Warriors try to keep alive the last sparks of the Curry era, Kuminga's name is surfacing in trade rumors involving the Kings and the Wizards, a three-team deal that could redefine the balance of the NBA. But why now? Why give up on a young player who's evolved so much, over 15 points per game, shooting above 52%, just when he seems ready to explode? The answer may lie on that fine line between raw talent and trust. Steve Kerr, master of tactical discipline, doesn't seem to see Kuminga as the ideal fit for his system. And Kuminga doesn't want to wait any longer. Scenes of frustration, absence during the most decisive moments of the season, a vacuum of protagonism that echoes louder than any stat. And then the proposal. Kispert and Valanciunas to the Warriors. Kuminga and Malik Monk to the Wizards. Marcus Smart, Buddy Hield, and Saddiq Bey to the Kings. A dance of pieces with risks for everyone. For the Warriors, the bet is clear. Keep Curry competitive now, even if it costs a gem of the future. For the Wizards, it's a chance to give Kuminga the leading role he's been seeking. For the Kings, it's the final step toward maturity for a roster that needs a true floor general. But what if it goes wrong? What if the Warriors are trading away a rising star for short-term pieces? What if the Wizards are gambling too much on a player who hasn't proven he can lead? What if Smart isn't the point guard the Kings are looking for? Those questions don't have answers today. But what we do know is that if this trade happens, it will be a turning point. And as a Warriors fan, I have to say watching Kuminga leave without ever really being ours leaves a bitter taste. But maybe, just maybe, we need to turn the page to start writing a new chapter. Now I want to hear from you. Are the Warriors right to let go of Kuminga? Or will this decision haunt the franchise, like so many other early departures that found stardom elsewhere? Leave your opinion in the comments. If you enjoyed this content and want to keep up with deep analyses like this, subscribe to the channel Warriors News Fan Update and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Here, you'll always be the first to know what really matters behind the scenes of the NBA. But maybe the most painful point is this. Jonathan Kuminga never had the chance to show in the playoffs what he could be, with the ball in his hands and the coach's trust in his eyes. And that's where the real dilemma lies. The NBA is a league of timing, context, and fit. Sometimes talent isn't enough. You have to be in the right place at the right time. And for Kuminga, that place may never have been San Francisco. The truth is that the Warriors are caught between two worlds, the glorious past and the uncertain future. They want to win now with Curry, but they also can't ignore that he's nearing the end of his career. And Kuminga represents tomorrow. Can you have both? This possible deal with the Wizards and Kings isn't just a transaction. It's a reflection of what the NBA has become. More strategic, more ruthless, and more emotional than ever. Kispert might bring the shooting. Valanciunas might bring strength in the paint. But none of them carry the symbol of a new era the way Kuminga does. On the other side, the Wizards might be about to give Kuminga what the Warriors never could, freedom. Freedom to make mistakes, to grow, to lead. And maybe, just maybe, that's what turns him into the star many here still doubt he can become. And if that happens, if Kuminga explodes in Washington the way Brandon Ingram did in New Orleans or Andrew Wiggins did with the Warriors, how will we look at it then? Will we see it as another missed opportunity? Or as the necessary sacrifice to try for one last title with Curry? The truth, fans, is that time is running out. And the Warriors, with all the scars of a dynasty, are having to choose between waiting for the future or trying to win one more time in the present. So now the question is yours. Would you trade Kaminga at this moment? Do you believe he can still be the centerpiece of the Warriors' next era? Or is this the right time to move on and give the franchise a new face? If you like this video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel Warriors News Fan Update, and turn on notifications. We've got new content every week with the hottest NBA news, exclusive analysis, and of course, everything about the future of the Golden State Warriors. In the next edition, we'll talk about the behind-the-scenes of a possible Brandon Podziemski extension and how he might be the next big name for the franchise. So get ready, because the next generation of Warriors might be closer than you think. But what if this trade isn't just about Kuminga? What if it's a sign of something bigger, that the Warriors have finally accepted their dynasty is over? Because let's be honest, since Kevin Durant left, the franchise has been trying, one way or another, to extend an empire that no longer has the same pieces. The 2022 title was magical, but it might also have been the last breath of a system now stuck between yesterday and tomorrow. With Klay Thompson gone, Draymond losing physical explosiveness, and the new generation still fighting to prove itself, is there still a clear path to another title with this core? Or is Warriors News Fan Update showing you now the beginning of an undeclared rebuild? And here comes a question few dare to ask. Is Steve Kerr still the right coach to lead this new phase? If he doesn't trust talents like Kaminga, what will it be like with the next young guys who come along? Because in the end, this isn't just a game of trades. It's a game of convictions, of legacy, of identity. Kuminga's departure, if confirmed, will be much more than a line in ESPN's transaction report. It'll be the mark of a new page turning, with all the doubts and hopes that come with it. And when we look back 5 or 10 years from now, what will we say? That it was the right move at the right time? Or that it was the moment the Warriors let the future slip through their fingers? Now it's your turn, fan. Comment below. Do you believe Kaminga will become a star away from the Warriors? Do you think the franchise is right to prioritize the now, even if it costs the future? We want to hear what you think. The Warriors News Fan Update community is made of passionate fans just like you. And if you appreciated this deep, heartfelt analysis, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell, because there's a lot more coming. Next week, we'll bring exclusive coverage on the Warriors' front office moves, updates on possible frontcourt reinforcements, and the most decisive offseason in the last decade. Stick with us. As a Warriors fan, it's impossible not to feel a tightness in the chest imagining Jonathan Kuminga wearing another jersey. We saw this kid come in raw, full of athleticism, making lots of mistakes, but growing, evolving, shaping himself. And now that he seems ready to take that leap, the team is thinking about letting him go. Man, that hurts. Especially because we've seen this movie before. We've seen talents leave too early and shine elsewhere. Brandon Ingram, Jordan Poole, even Wiggins, who became a champion after being written off. Kaminga, to me, is different. He's got that something extra, that spark you can't teach, that attacking instinct, that energy that gets the bench hyped. Yes, he still needs to mature to understand the system better, to defend more consistently. But he's got time. And do we have the patience? Or just the rush to capitalize on Steph's final years? I get the front office's dilemma. Truly, Curry is a miracle on the court, and every healthy season with him is a real shot at a title. But if we trade the future for average pieces now, what will be left after Steph is gone? Kispert is a solid shooter. Valanciunas is a good center. But neither has Kuminga's ceiling. My fear is that we're sacrificing a pillar of the next chapter just to try and stretch out a book already in its epilogue. If we let go of Kaminga, let it be for a star, for someone who truly changes the game, not for role players, not for gambles who'll be gone in 2 years. If he blows up in Washington and we're stuck watching Valanciunas on an expiring deal and Kispert on the bench, we'll be asking, why didn't we wait a little longer? As a fan, I wish Kerr trusted more, that he gave Kuminga the minutes his game has earned. But if the relationship has reached a point of no return, then let this trade be surgical, smart, and not another mistake added to the tab. Because the Warriors jersey has already witnessed so many beautiful stories being written. And maybe, just maybe, Kuminga could have been the author of the next great chapter. And the craziest part of all this, we're not talking about just any player. We're talking about a guy who, at just 21 years old, has already shown flashes of stardom. A guy who, even with limited minutes, managed over 15 points per game with insane efficiency. A guy who can fly in transition, finish through contact, and who, with confidence, can evolve defensively too. But then comes the question that cuts the heart of any Warriors fan. Did we give Kuminga the time he needed? Or did we try to force him into someone he wasn't yet? Because sometimes, in the desperation for another title, we forget that great stories aren't built with impatience. If Steve Kerr had given up on Curry early because of all the injuries, if Draymond hadn't had the space to be himself, with all his intensity and chaos, the dynasty we love so much might never have existed. And now the cycle repeats. The lingering question is, will we repeat the mistakes of the past or learn from them? Because if Kaminga leaves and becomes an all-star in Washington in 2-3 years, we'll look back and realize we had gold in our hands and traded it for pieces that never truly shined. As a fan, all I ever wanted was to see this guy grow here, wearing this jersey, dunking at the Chase Center and clutching the logo on his chest, being the bridge between the past and the future. But if that's not possible, then at least let the front office understand the weight of this decision. Because it's not just a trade. It's about ending a cycle with dignity and starting the next with courage. And if the Warriors get this wrong, it'll be a mistake that echoes for years. So now, fan, I pass the question to you. If you were in Mike Dunleavy's shoes, what would you do? Would you hold on to Kaminga despite the issues with Kerr? Or try to win now, no matter the cost? Leave your opinion in the comments. This debate belongs to all of us. And if you like this honest, soulful content, hit that like, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Update, and turn on the bell so you don't miss anything from behind the scenes of this decision that could change the NBA's future. Here, you don't just get information. You get passion. Warriors News Fan Update, because being a fan is about more than the scoreboard. And in the end, rooting for the Warriors has always meant believing. Believing that a skinny kid from Davidson could change the game with impossible shots. Believing that a 6 feet 6 inches power forward could be the brain of the defense. Believing that culture, trust, and continuity could mean more than rush-together super teams. That's how we built this dynasty. With faith, with vision, with patience. And now, we need to decide what we want to believe in again. Believe that Kuminga's time has come, or that he's not the right player to continue this story. It's tough. It's confusing. It's painful. But it's exactly in moments like this that the Warriors' DNA reveals itself. It's not just about winning titles. It's about doing things the right way. And the right way sometimes requires courage. Courage to move on. Or courage to wait a little longer. Because maybe the real mistake isn't keeping a young player for another year. Maybe the real mistake is letting him go a year before the world finds out who he truly is. Warriors News Fan Update thanks all of you who follow, comment, participate, and live this passion with us. If you feel the weight of this decision like we do, leave your comment, share your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. Here, the fan's voice matters as much as any insider source. Next week, we'll be back with exclusive updates on the Warriors' off-season Podziemski situation and what to expect from Summer League. Turn on the bell, share this with fellow fans, and stay with us on this journey. Because as we always say around here, the era might change, but the love for the Warriors, that never ends. Until next time, Warriors News Fan Update.